What's up, 7? It starts right now, dude. How's it going? How's everybody doing? It has been a while. Everybody, we got 7 people in here. That's what's up. It's definitely not draft season anymore, right? I'm actually glad though, because I feel, I guess, nervous again. This stuff is, it's always nerve-wracking, I guess, to get on here and get in front of you guys and get live. But oh, this isn't even what I want to show you. This is always a interesting experience for me. Let me know how the sound checks do. You guys are kind of my guinea pigs for the year so far. Typically, I think I'm going to try and get to these on Tuesdays every week. But hopefully we can do some cool stuff with that, with the Discord. So I would love if there's anybody in here that is familiar with Discord or is already in this Discord server, let me know, and we are going to go over, I'm going to see about getting you into the Discord and into the locker room voice chat or whatever we've got. I think that would be a really cool experience. But yeah. Keith, this is going to be just sort of what I just said. We're going to talk about the predictions. I brought up here, I've got on the screen the 538, which I guess is like ESPN's brand of PFF, or what they bought, I think, anticipating that this would be, I think ESPN bought them. They thought this was going to be like PFF, or their sort of nerdy analytics stuff. So I wanted to go over that. I always think these are kind of interesting just to see what other people say and what the numbers say. This was done by Neil Payne. Let me know how everything looks to you guys and how it sounds. I want to make sure the sound and stuff is good, because I've done way too many of these live streams where 5 minutes in I realize nobody can hear me, or I'll realize that everybody is listening to some sort of weird background noise that I wasn't even aware of. Let's see. I'm happy to hear you're excited for the predictions. Captain Cold, I think that the Dolphins could make the playoffs, man. Let me see. I'm trying to make this chat box a little bigger here. There we go. Yes, sir. Hook 'em horns. Why did that show up? Oh, there we go. Interesting. But nothing else has showed up. Yeah, I figured I'd bust out the old, here we go, nice, alright. Captain Cole, appreciate it, that's crazy. I'm actually seeing through OBS, I'm seeing the comments down at the bottom before I'm seeing them even on the official YouTube chat. But I will say, Captain Cold, my issue is that I don't put out enough. And the way that these social media platforms and stuff work is the more eyes that you bring on the regular, the more content you pump out on the regular, the more they scratch your back also. So, but it's fine. I'm not stressed about it. Paul don't lie. What's up? What's up? Man, what do you guys think? Can you even see the chat at the bottom there? I'm wondering why it only puts like one person here and then disappears. Move it up a little bit if it's going to do that. I'm going to mess with the settings. I'm not going to mess with that right now. That's a behind the scenes thing I'll work on, and I will get you guys so that it'll hang out on the chat a little bit more. I'm trying to do too much as usual, right? Let's see. Did you guys check out the Pick'em video? What did you think of the structure, the layout? I feel like I don't like to use the same stuff over and over again, but at the same time, I kind of miss some of the older views or the older like styles. It's hard trying to recreate something like that every year, but utilizing those 3D helmets that I put together. Oh man, now it's way too big. Let's see. Do you have a sleeper team you really believe in this year? That is a good question. I'm going to say that, oh man, a sleeper team. You know what? I actually think that the Bears could be a sleeper team, and it's not just because they're on the screen, but because I just truly believe in Justin Fields that much. I feel like I hyped him up quite a bit during the draft season. Still confused with the whole 49ers situation. I think that they messed up on taking Trey Lance over Justin Fields still. And I don't know if you guys remember, I was pumping up that conspiracy thing and about what's his name, Kyle Shanahan actually having coached him at one point. I felt like he avoided drafting him because of that. Oh man, Captain Cole, that is a bold move by you. I'm glad you guys like the animations. That's cool. I think I'll probably stick with them and try and expand upon them. So I'm also testing here. What would be really cool is those take way too long to make for them to just have like a 3 or 4 day window of being able to watch them, right? So I'm testing out. Let me just. This is my transition. I did all this stuff here. What do you think? And then I still got the graphics here ready to go, but I can also tell you guys, hey, make sure you like and subscribe. There we go. All right. Now what I need is a one of those little stream decks. Bam. So we got a little graphics to come up. But yeah, so I could essentially do this right here and do all of the pick'em videos live on stream. Still have my notes and stuff to read off of, but then I can sort of render all of these graphics long before the game's even played, right? Because there's no secret of the schedule, so I don't have to do it all and cram it all into a 2 day window of trying to get it out before the Thursday night games. But yeah, so that would be the test for trying to get the pick'em videos done. How are the sound effects on the animation there? Let me know. RJ Nunes, how are you feeling about the Raiders this year? I think I upset a bunch of Raiders fans in that pick'em video, actually. A lot of them were not happy with my pessimistic outlook on them. It's just, I just don't know what they're doing, man. Like, it's just very confusing. Their moves seem to contradict each other back and forth. It's weird. And it felt like they did as well as they did, which wasn't even all that great last year, but as well as they did, because of, like I said, the weird type of year. It was like a weird year, and it felt like they kind of overachieved. Atlanta fan, what's up, man? Hope your Cowboys can beat the Bucks tomorrow, and the Falcons can put them in an 0. That would be cool. I do like to see the Super Bowl champion struggle a little bit. It kind of makes it a little bit more interesting. Cool. Glad the sound is good. Yeah, I mean, I like the little chat box coming up. But, ooh, Captain Cold says he's not going to be high on the Raiders until Gruden's out of the building. And that's weird, man. Like, they paid that man a lot of money just for him to then bring Mayock in and form this, like, XTV duo. You'd think that they had all the time in the world to prep for what they were going to do the next time they were in the NFL, and it just did not turn out that well. But yeah, so let's scroll down here and check out what 538 says. They go division by division, and I found this pretty interesting. Their let me zoom in a little bit here. Their quarterback rankings, and you'll see as we get farther down how it looks. So the projected record here, it looks very NFC East-ish, I think. The quarterback rankings are definitely interesting. Ryan Fitzpatrick at 12. Jalen Hurts at 27. Jalen Hurts does not get a lot of analytical love. Let me switch actually here to our Discord. Show you the Discord. Still waiting. Anybody in the Discord, let me know. This is the Discord. It's still a work in progress. We were actually having a little discussion about Jalen Hurts. I've never been a Jalen Hurts hater, I guess. I've always kind of appreciated his game, his leadership. Rank 27 is very low, but the way this is all about 2 games in and out, Wish you guys could see my cursor. This makes a lot of sense to me. The win Super Bowl ranking at 3% is pretty interesting. But yeah, I agree. The rankings are pretty bad. 7-year high on the Cowboys this year. It's hard to not be high on a team that is so deep offensively, and that in today's NFL, you know, like, if you can score points, you've got a chance to win a lot of football games, I think. But let's see. Yeah. RJ, are you going to be going to the draft next year? Are you just a Raiders fan from back in the day, or are you a Las Vegas guy? Because I'm trying to get out to the draft this year. I'm actually thinking about bailing on a bachelor party at the end of October, at the end of this month, actually, because it's just too early in football season, and with, you know, COVID Delta taking over and running amok, my wife's not very enthused with me going to like Myrtle Beach area for a bachelor party. But so I'm thinking about saying, well, if I don't go to this bachelor party, I will be going to the draft in Vegas next year, because I've never been to Vegas, and I think that would be a lot of fun. Let's see, Atlanta fan. Which Dallas wide receiver you think has the best season statistically this year? It's easy to say CeeDee Lamb. It's crazy that he's ranked so much higher in like every fantasy draft that I've done, or seen the rankings for. CeeDee Lamb has overtaken Amari Cooper, and that's interesting to me, because I feel like one of the hard lessons that we learn every year in fantasy is that the steady old guys that have been doing it, that you get kind of tired of their names, or you get like their names get like fatigued. You tend to like rank them lower than the guys that you think are going to take that next step. It's always nice and exciting to like get on that next guy, you know, like you want to be the guy that picks the breakout guy. Like you want to be, like, I was pumping Derrick Henry for a long time. I have him in my keeper league with some buddies that I've been in for like 8 years, and I made a trade for him when he was still sharing carries with DeMarco Murray. And I got him for a real treat, actually. And it's always nice to feel that you know, oh man, I got that guy before he was that guy. You know what I mean? So I think that it could be CeeDee Lamb still, because I think he is that good, and I think that Dak's going to be looking for him. But I still think that Amari Cooper's a home wide receiver, so I think it could be very evenly distributed, but I think it's going to be a close battle for sure for who's the leading receiver in Dallas. Smashby, that's a cool name. You're out in Vegas, cool. We'll have to do something, man. We'll have to like have a big get together or something. Mitch, I did not actually do individual ones. I just showed, these are the 538 predictions. So these are like, you know, some nerdy number crunching ones that tend to sometimes be more accurate than I think we give the analytics credit for. But I will definitely go over my rankings and stuff, my predictions here in a little bit. Yeah. So we got the NFC North. We got Aaron Rodgers at quarterback number 1. I mean, coming off of MVP, that makes sense. Kirk Cousins number 10. Interesting. Andy Dalton number 24. So that means they have Andy Dalton ranked higher than Jalen Hurts. Now, I know the steady guy's doing it all and whatnot, but to rank a guy that is unlikely to make it past week 5 as the starter, kind of a weird thing for me. But I guess you can't really rank guys that aren't even playing, so Justin Fields couldn't be ranked higher than him. Jared Goff, 18. I think that's about right. Let's see. 8% chance for the Packers to make win the Super Bowl. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, they've got an easy route, I think. The Bears could surprise people. I think that their defense could be back. The defense had a down year last year. And I'm actually surprised to see the Lions here with this projected record of 5-12. I think I had them about 6 wins, but a lot of people have them one of the top worst 2 teams in the league. I like how they've got the less than 1% chance here to win the Super Bowl. All right. Let's move on to the NFC South. Brady, number 7. I think that's appropriate and sounds about right because it's on that defense. That Buccaneers defense is why they're going to win. Jameis Winston, the Saints and Buccaneers matchups this year are going to be very interesting. Yeah. I'm excited to see that. Panthers, Sam Darnold, 31. Like, that's got to be a joke, man. That has got to be a joke. But once again, pretty close. The projected records here, pretty close. Captain Cole wants to know if A-Rod leaves if Green Bay. I think Aaron Rodgers leaves whether or not they win the Super Bowl or not. Honestly, first of all, I don't think they win the Super Bowl. If they do, it will be because of him. And he's such a drama queen, man. I think that he'll be. I think that he would like to leave right after winning a Super Bowl, go sign with a team like the Giants or the Broncos, and I mean, really the Broncos. The Broncos are set up just like they were for Peyton Manning to come in. I think that he would love to go and do the same thing and jump in with a really young offense with a ton of weapons around him. Yeah, I think that Aaron Rodgers is gone next year regardless, especially because his contract is pretty brutal. I don't know if they can afford to keep him. They definitely can't afford to keep him and Devontae Adams in the way that they're structured right now. Like if they, by projecting what Devontae Adams should be getting next year, there's no way that they can keep him here. Oh wow, let me pull this up for you. All right, so we've got the roster cap figures here for the Packers. Aaron Rodgers is at 27 mil right now against the cap. Next year it jumps to 46. There's just no way you can't. So they would have to restructure that anyways, right? But there's no way that he can stay there based on that. And it gets to a point, man, where you only got a couple seasons left with Jordan Love here. You got to see what you've got. And yeah, I just don't think it's worth it for him to take a cut like that, especially because the way that the contract is structured, it's set up for them to get out after this year. So they would. Oof, it's still gonna be bad. Either way they get rid of him. They might try to restructure. If they win the Super Bowl, there might be a way for them to stick with him because these are not pretty numbers either way you slice it. Right? But that 46 mil against the cap, there's no way. You can't have a quarterback making that much money. Or absorbing that much of your contract. And then you got Devontae Adams who's gonna need a new deal. I'm assuming that it's going to be relatively the same, with the escalations based on being a new deal here. But that's a lot of money, man. I don't know if they can afford both of them, and I don't know if Aaron Rodgers would want to stay in Green Bay without Devontae Adams, And Devontae Adams has talked about going to the Raiders and rejoining Derek Carr because they played together at Fresno State, so. Yeah, let's see what else you guys got. Broncos would be instant Super Bowl favorites with Aaron Rodgers. You don't think that the Giants are a good landing spot? I don't agree with the Giants either, but they're one that could be looking for one. Bottom line, Cortland Sutton is a sleeper in fantasy. I totally agree. The only issue is that it usually takes a year for guys coming off that injury to really get back on track. If you know what I mean. Let's see. Avery Fleming, better odds of getting. Are you asking who has the best odds of breaking those records? Dude, I think that this year, and whichever year they add an 18th game, we're going to see records getting broken every single year, essentially, like for the next few years. It's going to be wild. All the records will be shattered because there's that extra game, Give Patrick Mahomes an extra game to get 450 passing yards. Like, he's going to easily shatter records with an extra. You go look at the ones, the top ones in history. They're all probably stacked within, one pass of each other, essentially. Devin, as a Broncos fan, you just want any quarterback that's average. Did you guys see Brett tweeted out? Let me see how to bring this up as smoothly as possible. I'm not gonna be able to get to it from here. He brought up this thing about what the Broncos quarterbacks did last year when they were forced to play that wide receiver. I can't remember his name now, poor guy. When they were forced to play that wide receiver at quarterback, and it was because the quarterbacks took their little close contact or whatever, their contact tracing devices, and like sat them in separate corners of the room, and then sat all together closely to watch film. And it's just like, man, what are you guys doing? Like, so Drew Lock was definitely going to get some competition this year, whether he wanted it or not. We'll see if Teddy Bridgewater can make it for very long. Let's see. We got NFC West here. We've got Stafford at 17. Seems appropriate. Jimmy Garoppolo at 23. If Jimmy Garoppolo is healthy in the regular season, he's higher than Kendall Hilton. Thank you. If Jimmy Garoppolo is healthy for 18 games, 17 games, 18 weeks, he's much higher than 23. I think the issue with him is that he's not shown an ability to do that. Russell Wilson at 13 and Kyler Murray at 6. This might be the biggest travesty on this whole thing. That's just insane. How are you going to rank Kyler Murray above Russell Wilson at this point? Like, that's just crazy. Even with, like, Russell Wilson's drop off in the second half of the year must have been so incredibly bad in the analytics department that it skewed these rankings for him to be 13, because you could flip-flop these and I'd be like, that makes sense, but I don't understand that at all. I wish they had a projected record ceiling and floor. That would be cool. AFC East. Mac Jones is 30. Josh Allen is number 2. So my issue with Josh Allen this year is that he had such a good year last year that I find it hard to believe that he's going to replicate that without any kind of struggles. A lot of times, you will see a little bit of a fallback, kind of like the way I see Justin Herbert. I think those guys did almost too well that statistically their numbers, it's going to be hard to compare because, like I said, that extra game this year is really going to skew everyone's stats. So you're going to have extra game for, everybody's going to have 300 more passing yards on average than they had any other year. So we'll see. 2 at 22, yeah, breakout coming. I agree. I think that I've actually been targeting Jalen Waddle, and I don't usually try and get rookie wide receivers in fantasy drafts, but I have been targeting Jalen Waddle because I think that he is not only a perfect fit for what Tua is going to want to do, that rapport is going to click very quickly. It's wild to see Jalen Waddle going ahead of guys like Devontae Parker and who did this on? Will Fuller. Will Fuller, I guess not as much because you never know if he's going to play 16 games or 6, but yeah. It's also wild here to see Zach Wilson ranked above Mac Jones just based on the surrounding talent. I'll give you the pure prospect. I would have him ranked well higher than Mac Jones, but the surrounding talent, you would think that this projected record here would make more of a difference as far as where you were looking at ranking guys. But this makes about sense. This looks relatively similar to the way that I had it set up for my predictions. We'll go over the playoffpredictors.com here in a second. Let's burn through these. See, we got the AFC North. They're projecting the Ravens. This is the only one of the few places I disagree. I actually think that the Browns take the leap here. I think that the Ravens have done so well. Lamar Jackson, man, I love that dude. But the way that he plays, even being a smart, get out of bounds type of guy, I'm really concerned that he's going to suffer an injury here at some point. You know what I mean? Like the way we're being that thin, that slight, running around that much. He's going to probably continue to try and overcompensate for the receivers if he has to. It's only a matter of time, I think, before he has to suffer an injury. Knock on wood that's not this year, or I'm completely off base with that. But I feel like, what is this, his 5th year now? And he played almost 4 full seasons, or 3.5 seasons. So I worry about him a little bit. I worry about the Ravens in general with their receiving core. Let's see. Captain Cole, the only thing holding this Dolphins back is the O-line. It's super sketchy. Let's take a peek at their O-line real quick for you. Pull up the old PFF depth chart. All right, we got their lineup. Here we go. All right. Ooh, yeah. That doesn't look so good. That's tough. I can't even think of who these guys are. Greg Little. I thought they had somebody else that. Yeah, this is tough, man. This is not even a true center. Yikes. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know why I was so unaware that I felt like they're missing somebody from that. Let's check our lads here. Yeah, what happened to... Oh, okay. There we go. That's because we got guys on COVID and stuff. There we go. PFF had me terrified. I was like, that does not look like their starting offensive line, but I couldn't think of the starters off the top of my head. So the Dolphins have got Austin Jackson. That's who I was like, Greg Little is not their starting left tackle, but Austin Jackson is in COVID. Liam Eichenberg, what's wrong with him? Not sure, but Robert Hunt didn't he play right tackle for them last year? So this is better. Those two players make a big difference over these two, right? But yeah, definitely no elite person. I think that Austin Jackson could definitely develop into a pretty serviceable guy, but yeah. Avery, you think that the talent that Wilson has for the Jets is better than the Patriots? Yeah, I was more considering, just Bill Belichick in general and the Patriots defense. I think it's a much better team overall. It's always hard with a new coaching staff too, because you really don't know, are they going to come out and be COVID, but still pretty bad. You never really know how a new coach is going to turn out. They could be the next Belichick. They could be the next one and done, you know. I don't think that's Salah's going to be one and done. I root for that guy because I appreciate the energy. But yeah, let's talk about the AFC South here. We've got the Titans winning. I think that's pretty easy. This division has been pretty close with the Titans, Colts, and Texans, but without Deshaun Watson, it's a done deal. What do you guys' thoughts on Deshaun Watson? I would love to hear since we've got a small crowd here. You guys can be upfront and honest. I can be as upfront and honest. But poor old Tyrod Taylor. Wow, Trevor Lawrence being rated below Tyrod is considerable. Wentz being 32 is it's pretty rough, man. He's untrustworthy, dude. It's crazy. But yeah, Deshaun Watson, tough situation there. AFC West, this is pretty easy. How Patrick Mahomes is not number 1 or 2. Yeah, ball don't lie. I mean, that's kind of how I feel too, just because there's so much uncertainty with it. Kevin Cole's Watson bad, and he rubs me the wrong way. That's definitely a fully loaded comment there. I think that he is probably out the whole year, like you guys said. Like you say, Avery, it's tough. I don't even know if I truly believe that the claims are as true as they are. But even if a couple of them are true, that's pretty gross. I feel like the timing of it all is the thing that's sketchy, and it's like even if he did that, even if he was sketchy, he didn't actually Like this one girl, I watched an interview on some really bizarre YouTube channel that had nothing to do with football, but it was just this like one lady who, I don't know if she was based in Houston, but she got somebody from Houston to come on, and they were talking about Deshaun Watson and some of the sketchy things that he was doing. But then she was, continuing to take his appointments even though she felt like he was doing sketchy things. It's a tough situation, man, because it's like, where do you draw the line of who's in the right and wrong here? Anybody can say one thing or the other, that they stand on a certain person's perspective. A lot of the ladies are going to say that she felt pressured from her job, or she felt like it was her job to continue to keep doing this, or he was a high profile client, so that's why she kept on doing it. But at the same time, like if something like that's making you uncomfortable, it doesn't matter, what it is. It's not, a job is not worth you feeling uncomfortable or whatnot. And I don't know. Like I said, I think the timing of it all was very, very sketch. If this was going on for as long as he's been in Houston, then we should have heard about this a long time ago. We shouldn't hear about something like that as soon as somebody else says, "Hey, you guys are tearing down the fort here, and I got none of my guys left." Like, don't get canceled. I'm trying not to, Captain. I'm trying. But Smashby, I agree. Innocent until proven guilty. Problem is there is like a little bit of evidence that he's done these sketchy things, which are not even illegal. They're just weird. Some guys are into feet. Some guys are into big butts. Like, everybody's got their different flavors. So to me, if he has been doing the things that people say he's been doing, it feels like he has a weird fetish. And what has happened is when dudes are in positions of power, essentially, right? As a quarterback of a major city NFL team, like, you have clout, and you almost, it's like when I don't remember even where I learned that this was the thing. I think it was like Mad Men or something. But as dudes like reach like these like pinnacles, and they feel like they can do no wrong and nobody can tell them they can't do something, they almost start pushing that boundary of, well, when is somebody going to make me stop what I'm doing? Like, and so maybe that was what he was doing. Maybe he was escalating because he felt untouchable. His college coach is out here calling him Michael Jordan before he even steps foot on an NFL field. I don't know. It's weird. Let's see. Yeah, I hope they're not true, because I liked him too. The stuff with him and Work Done, that story with how Work Done was buying houses for people that were in need, and that Deshaun Watson was one of those kids, and that Deshaun Watson went on to become an NFL quarterback, and then he's going to pay it forward by trying to do the same stuff. Like, that's an awesome story. What's his name? Nick Caserio, is that the guy who took over as like a GM? Now, that is a person that it doesn't take very many interactions with, or seeing him and getting a feel for him to feel like that's a guy that's sketchy, that I don't want to talk to, mess with, associate with. You know what I mean? But yeah, Smasher says, I worked in Vegas nightclubs for over a decade. Average person has no idea what people will do to get close to athletes and celebrities. Dude, that is like one of the greatest points. So my father-in-law and I actually, when my wife and I have been together since we were in high school, and we went on vacations when we were really, really young, and we got talking about Kobe Bryant. Actually, he was still alive. Rest in peace. And they were like, "Oh, Kobe's POS, like this and that," and it was like a big argument that we got into that was like almost infamous in our relationship for a little while, where I was like, I'm gonna have to respectfully disagree, because not any woman, a majority of women would find Kobe Bryant attractive. A large portion of those women would do, like you're saying, Smashby, they would do weird things to get one chance. And then when they wake up the next day and they have that like regret that, oh, I just like did something meaningless with this athlete, and now I'm feeling some kind of way about it. How can I grasp on to that guy a little bit longer, or get my fangs into him essentially, and that's what a lot of people will do with people in high, celebrities essentially, celebrities, athletes, stuff like that. Look at poor Michael Strahan, dude, married his therapist. Like, that woman should be not allowed to treat people anymore. Like what she did, and then she took him all of his money. Poor guy's now got to work on Good Morning America just to pay his bills. Like, Michael Strahan got completely duped by somebody that he trusted to get him into his mental head, and then she manipulated him into marrying her, and then taking all of his, not all of his money, I'm assuming, but quite a bit of it. But anyways, I can't believe we got to that in the first stream, and but probably better with just a few of you guys in here, a few of you diehards. I appreciate all of you guys. I see definitely a lot of recognizable names here. I appreciate you guys letting me get that Deshaun Watson stuff off of my chest and getting it out there. Hopefully, like you said, I don't get canceled. But yeah. Any disagreements here? I think that the Broncos are one of the teams that I could see surprising. I feel like Teddy Bridgewater has just needed that right home to sort of fall into to be more successful. With the Panthers last year, man, Panthers fans turned on him so quick last year. It was pretty outrageous. He lays it on the line. Like, he might not be one of the most dynamic quarterbacks, but man, that dude will lay it on the line for you, and he's going to try and win the game at all costs. Problem is that he's not that dynamic, and everything about him is semi-average, other than his, that he's got one of the biggest hearts in the league. 19 seems appropriate for him. 9-8. First of all, that sounds so weird. I hate that we're like, you can't finish 500 now. It's so weird. Maybe once they had the 18th game or whatever, but 9-8 seems like the Broncos' ceiling a little bit. I can't really see. Man, you can't call Teddy boring, dude. Hold on. Teddy Bridgewater is definitely not a boring. He might be boring on the field. I'll give you that. He's not the most. But at the same time, I don't know, man, because that dude is a soldier, man. Remember that hit he took in Florida? Like, come on, here we go. How you can call my man here boring? Like, this dude is anything but boring. Like, Teddy's got swag for days, dude. Like, look at him. Look at your boy out here with the camera. Like, oh, okay, Avery, I see you with the math. Good call. 8-1. That would be hella sad. Where was that other scene where he went? Where he was with the Panthers and then ran onto the Saints bench. Oh, there it is. There we go. Remember? Like, my man is a character. Like, one of the most beloved players in the league, I think, right now. So, let's see, Atlanta fan. Teddy's mediocre enough to keep Denver in games and win a few, but the run game isn't great. Yeah. The legal troubles I saw, I heard about that today. Let's check something. The legal troubles I think were like for a traffic violation or something like that. Like, it wasn't serious, but I think he like didn't show up. I don't see it on here. But I think that he should be okay. I was shocked that they got rid of what's his name? The running back. They just straight up cut him. Thought that was really bizarre. Dude from Oregon. I can't remember his name now. It'll come to me. One of y'all will say it before I can remember. But yeah, I mean, we got love for Teddy in here. You respect his heart, but it's talking about his play style. Dude, his play style is legit, man. It's just he's just not. I don't think he's confident enough as a passer, to be honest. Like, I mean, even down here, look, against his old team, his stat line on that one play was 22 and 26, 250 yards and 2 touchdowns. Like, that's a good day. That's a good Teddy Bridgewater day. The problem is, the team still was not that good. They had an all-rookie defense, essentially. Royce Freeman. Thank you, Avery. Yeah, I hope he finds success also. 1 day away, sports player. You are right, man. I'm pretty excited. I hate that my team has to be the sacrificial lamb to the Super Bowl champs, but it is what it is. Maybe afterwards, I still haven't watched the end of Hard Knocks, so maybe I'll save that until after the game tomorrow night, so I can have some warm feelings about what's going on. All right, let's go to my predictions, I guess, since that is something I wanted to see. Is this accurate for my week 1? I know there were a lot of trying to get everybody in there. I know there were a lot of disagreements in the old comments section, which is typical, right? Ooh, I did not have that set. Sorry, Raiders. The issue with this is that every time I tweak it like that a little bit, it always screws up the whole thing. And then I have to start the playoffs all over. Let's see. I think I had Denver winning also, right? And okay, so this was like my very generic, like running through first look at it, and then I tweaked that one for for the video. Yeah, you think he's gonna get? I mean, Royce Freeman hadn't shown the sort of dynamic ability that I feel like we thought that he had in Oregon. Oregon wouldn't be the first. Yes, it did. Oregon wouldn't be the first time Oregon has made a running back look better than they truly were. I think, you know, just the style of play that they have is sort of lends to that. Interesting. Yeah, you're right about Javonte Williams. PFF doesn't even have him listed in their depth chart doesn't even have Melvin Gordon listed as the starter here. I took Melvin Gordon. I had a draft last night. I took Melvin Gordon, and I felt like he was pretty solid of a pick where I got him. It's interesting to me that they don't have him listed as a starter here, because I'm pretty sure he's still going to be the starter though, right? Yeah, Chris, that guy. You haven't seen anybody else pick the Cardinals? I mean, you're definitely getting my true opinions. Oh, with this game, it's not that I'll actually probably be rooting for the Titans, because I've got quite a few of their players on fantasy teams. Like I mentioned, Derrick Henry, but their issues with COVID, man, they're pretty bad right now. Like, they've got quite a few. I remember I saw an interview with Bruce Arians over the summer or during preseason where he's running a tight ship down there in Tampa, so I wouldn't be surprised to see them run it back. But he said that the Titans learned the hard way about how to treat this whole COVID situation, and that they were going through it. Right now, they've got Ben Jones and Nate Davis, the center and right guard, on the COVID protocol. The problem is they're not the only ones, and the biggest issue is sort of the lingering effect with COVID. That last year, we saw a lot of players not have their same burst, not have their same stamina and whatnot, because this is a respiratory virus that makes it hard to breathe, you know, and these are professional athletes. Any kind of downgrade in their ability to perform is going to be a significant difference, because we're talking about the top 1% of athletes in the world. So you drop that down a little bit, and they're definitely going to struggle here. Yeah, Captain Cold, it was when will Tannehill break out, and when will he fall off? I don't think that he will. I think that they did a really good job of keeping this offensive line in top-notch shape. I mean, they added Julio Jones, even though it's, you know, an old Julio Jones. I think that a motivated Julio Jones is one that I'm pretty excited to see again. It definitely seemed like he got a little pouty in Atlanta for the final few seasons down there. It seemed like he might have struggled with 28-3 more than anybody else. You know what I mean? Like, he really didn't seem to bounce back from that. Let's see. What I missed out. Disagree with the Saints at 8 wins. You know what? I feel like I have the Saints higher than some people, man. Like Jameis Winston he's on my watch list on all fantasy teams. I think he might have been like the final pick in my keeper league. Like, I'm higher on the Saints now this year with Jameis because, like I said, any team with an offense, a good decent offense, has a chance to win games, right? Like, if you can put up 30 points on the board, the other team now has to put up 30 points on the board. All you have to do is have an opportunistic defense that can make a couple of plays, and you got a good chance. So we'll see if. It's funny, I got a lot of home squads winning here. You guys know I like the home teams. It's funny, I felt like in the first week though I picked a lot of away teams. So I mean, this is a game that could go either way. Whoa, freaking out. This could go either way, right? Still doesn't knock you guys into the playoffs. I even had you guys beating the Cowboys. Like, that's because it's a short week. Cowboys just suck around this time of year now. Like, it used to be Thanksgiving was their time, and now they just suck. This is the week after, so this will be. You guys play on Thanksgiving night, right? So, that's why I have you guys pulling the upset on Buffalo. Honestly, it's hard because I try to keep, like, the Bills are going to lose some games, right? It's so hard. I remember when I was a little kid, I'd be like, they're the best team. They're going to win every single game. And I'd go through predictions like this and give them like one loss. And that's just not very common. So this is a good opportunity for them to steal a couple of wins. They might be back in New Orleans at this time. But yeah, let me come back up here. Chris, that guy asked about the Cardinals linebackers. I mean, they got speed, right? Speed for days out there now. I really like Zaven Collins. I mean, I don't know if you guys remember this dude, Adalius Thomas. He kind of reminds me of him all over the place. It's interesting to see him inside, but if he can cover the way that it seemed like he could in a couple of those preseason games, and dude, like, as far as like a 3-4 goes, this is pretty ideal situation. The problem is, can these guys stay healthy? Yes, he's coming off an injury. Hasn't really had injury issues before. Simmons, I think that he can't get worse. I really like Isaiah Simmons. I think once the mental side of the game picks up and matches the physical side for him, he's going to be lights out, dude. Let's see. Zach Allen, I liked him. He fell way more in the draft than I anticipated. Is he ready to start yet? I couldn't tell you. And then is this Corey Peters? Yeah. He's been around, but good nose tackle. I mean, hey, if J.J. Watt, look at that. Like, this duo right here of J.J. Watt and Chandler Jones right next to each other, they are going to give people fits. And then you've got Collins here running behind this big slappy nose tackle, man. Like, they've got a recipe for a really good defense. Whether or not these corners can play up to snuff will be another thing altogether. Byron Murphy, he's number 7 now. Nice. It's going to be really interesting to see all these wild numbers. Like, I feel like we didn't pick up on it during preseason because you're used to seeing guys with like kind of random numbers. But now you're going to see starters and stuff out there looking like quarterbacks. Robert Alford still got his number 23. He's been solid. It looks like he had one peak season in 2017. I think that was with the Falcons, right? But yeah, the Cardinals are definitely a team that could take that leap, man. Like, I would not be shocked if Kyler Murray put it all together. He's got mad receivers now. AJ Green is the last pick fantasy draft steal, dude. Like, I can't believe how many every league he's available. Like, it's crazy. If he's half the player that he was, man, I don't understand how people forget how good AJ Green was, like just because he said he punted on the last couple seasons because he was like, yo, I don't want to play for the Bengals anymore. Like, we suck. Let's see. That's wild. See, look, Sean said that he's got the Saints being the worst team in the South. And then right after that, Kevin Cole, do you think that the Saints sneak in the wild card? So, yeah, I'm interested to see Sean Payton with Jameis, man. I think that they had a very somewhat reserved offense, or they played essentially a half-court offense. They were really good with the half-court offense, but now they've got like full-court press. Like, the Saints are gonna be dishing it out, man. Let's see. Oh, Rashard Lawrence is supposed to be starting. Yeah, man, PFF, get your shit together. Let me pull up our lads. Our lads is like just so reliable. They've always got the right things. All right. Yep. Good call, man. Good call, Avery. And see, this could be another situation of you want that young player. Rashard Lawrence is a beast, though. These numbers look slim for him. I thought that he was a lot bigger than that. I feel like you could take a look at a picture and be like, no, that looks about right. 308. I thought he was bigger and sloppier than that. But he's stout, though. 6'2". Might be a perfect little nose tackle. Who's really running a base 3-4 these days anyways, especially not for the Cardinals when they are going to be all spread on offense. It's going to be track meets on track meets. That's funny because they've got Lucky Fotu starting on the other edge, whereas PFF had Allen. That's right. Yeah. Either way, I mean, these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 good defensive linemen, I think, for the scheme. It's all going to be on whether or not these linebackers can stay healthy. But don't forget, everybody reminded me last year of Dennis Gardeck. You know what's really funny, too, is that I remember mocking a pass rusher to the Cardinals, and they all got very, very frustrated because they wanted Dennis Gardeck to be a starter. And then they ended up going and they got a linebacker. He wasn't exactly a pass rusher per se, but they still went and got a big old linebacker that could play in the outside edge and passing situations for sure. When they go to like a 4-2 look, essentially, it's going to be maybe J.J. Watt sliding in. It's going to be like these three right here. These three, and then maybe Marcus Golden on the other side. And then these two will be the two line. I mean, that's essentially what they're running right now, right? But he will be probably defensive player of the year, defensive rookie of the year, I think. Even over my man Micah Parsons, who I'm more excited about now than I was back in April. But let's see, Rondell Moore is gonna have a Wes Welker type. I love Rondell Moore. I'm not gonna lie, I love Rondell Moore, but I'd be interested to see if he can contribute that much that early on. To me, Rondell Moore is a much faster Christian Kirk. I just think that Christian Kirk's been there. What did they spend on him? Was he a second round pick? Yeah, he was a second round pick, 47th overall pick. I think this is probably his last year. They're going to give him an opportunity, I think, to make do, but he just hasn't really done much here thus far. Chris, that guy was Lucky Fotu. Dude, he is a nose tackle. Like, it's wild to me that they got him playing on the ed. Was that a 3 technique? 5. And he's the 1. Because the size-wise, I mean, let me look up old Lucky Fotu from Utah. You guys can see this. This was a big boy. Like, this is what I think of when I think of more of a nose tackle. That's funny. He actually doesn't even look that big. but like that's a big fella. You want a big sloppy fella back there up front. He actually looks like he's slimmed down a little bit here. But yeah, that's definitely an interesting lineup that they've got. What else we got? Ooh, Sean Guzik. You think that the Super Bowl at home thing is gonna continue on? That would be actually hilarious if they just gave us Rams Chargers. But that is cool. But for something that I literally made a video that that cursed myself to have that come true. No team had ever done it before, and in fact, it almost seemed like the odds were stacked against them in the years where it was against them, or where it was in their home stadium. So, you know, I think there's going to be a little bit of a downfall with Justin Herbert, and they probably, you know, won't blame the curse, but it might be. Jordan Hicks was named captain even though he's on the bench. That is interesting. But you could be a captain from the bench, and he will probably push these rookies to play a lot. In downs where they need to be able to trust the guy to be where he's supposed to be. If these guys don't know the defense well enough, they're young athletes. Hicks is more of a technician. All right, still no love in the old Discord here. Let me see. Testing. It's supposed to, I have like a little Discord thing. Let me see if this pops up. There we go. All right, so once again, I'd love to get somebody on in that Discord and we can have like an actual chat. The issue that I have here is I'm concerned with the feedback. So let's switch to Discord real quick. So anybody, there's a link in the comments here. I'd love to see somebody test this out right now. Jump in here and just say testing, or Cowboys suck, or just jump in and say anything. I know there's only 12 people watching. If I put mock draft on this thing, we'd have 100 people in here. But yeah, I'd love to try and take advantage of this and then bring people on. And then what is cool is that it will show up. Oh, and now I have to move it on everything. It will show up on top of all the stuff. It will show who's talking and whatnot. And now I gotta move this again. But yeah, and anything else that you guys would like to see. The reason that I would like to do this weekly stream on Tuesdays is because we can talk about the previous week. We can talk about fantasy waivers. And those are pretty much the biggest thing on here. Appreciate it, Floating Rock. I have been doing all right, I gotta say. Been doing okay. Not great, but doing all right. I can't complain, I guess. But if you want me to complain about how hard it is with twins, I will do so. But yeah, so I'd love to get you guys, somebody join the old Discord, and we'll go from there. If not, I'll test it another time. Let me switch back to, also I have a Twitter thing pulled up. So we got some breaking news action. We got, oh yeah, how about, I'm not doing so well. Twitter suspended my Twitter account. So that's awesome. Look at this. Switch back to Chrome. Here we go. Oh, not that one. Look at this whackness. Watch when I reload. Your account is suspended, not permitted to do this. So essentially, RIP the Twitter account until they, I can't even see any notifications, anything like that. This was for tweets from 2016 that had music in them that I didn't even post the original videos of. So, you know, if you guys want to tweet it, Twitter support, hashtag free NFLRT. Floating Rock wants to know, how bad are my Eagles going to be this year? Should we go for a quarterback? Man, I feel like that logic that you're already over, that everybody's already done with Jalen Hurts is terrible. This is how I have them chalking it up. Let's see. Pretty rough start. So the problem here with this rough start is everybody is going to be ready to it's going to be Jalen Hurts' fault no matter what, right? Whatever you do for whatever he does, if they lose, this is a gauntlet of a schedule, man. Like the easiest game is Atlanta, and I don't think that that's that easy of a game. The 49ers, you know, they might be working stuff out. You know, I had to pick against them on Monday night. Then they got the Andy Reid's coming back to Philly. They could lose this game. If they win this, that would be pretty incredible. But I mean, this is tough. This is not an easy scenario either. And honestly, for me, it's hard to have any confidence in them doing well when it feels like the consensus is they don't even have confidence in their own quarterback. You know what I mean? So yeah. Let me turn this off. I'll leave here and figure this out another time. Oh, but that's bizarre. Alright, so hold on. Let me switch back to this Discord one real quick so you guys can see. So another thing that we can do is these, oh man, I have to reformat that. But these are something you can do. It's wild to see the video facing. I don't know why they inverted it. But yeah. Where's my guy? Where you at, Hail Mary Podcast? Jump on here. Or Bro Schmo, where you at? Jump on in. I'll disconnect that for a while, and I'll figure that stuff out another time. But I appreciate you guys being my guinea pigs here. Let's see. What were we talking about? The Eagles. Yeah, you like him? I mean, it seems like you're in a rare group here, because I agree. The franchise is in turmoil right now, and it's nobody else's fault but Howie Roseman, honestly. I think that's a case of getting too big for your own britches there, like overconfident. I don't know what it is, but I still have them winning 9 games. The schedule gets a lot more friendly in the second half. But this game right here, this section of the season, weeks 5 to 10, needs to be a turning point for them, for sure. Because I don't think that they're going to come out very well in the first month. Sean wants to know my favorite games against the spread this week. Let's have a look here. Here's my guys at Tally site. You guys should actually join this. This is a cool little site. I don't remember how to send you guys their way and get credit for it, but these they keep track of all of your picks, which is pretty cool, and then you can pick against like other people, other like professionals, I guess, or experts. Some of these I need to adjust because I want this to reflect my pick'em video, but I just went through and was like, when I first logged back into this site, I went through and made the picks. Against the spread, meaning oh man, that's tough. Actually, where's the Cowboys one? I like the Cowboys one because I think that's at the bottom. Yeah, because 7.5 is a lot, especially for the opening night game. You know that the refs are going to be told, hey, we need to work on our we need good ratings for this game. So this game is going to, I think, be close. I think within a touchdown is fair. I think it might be, they might come out and blow the doors off the Cowboys and have a 21-0 lead. But I think that they will be able to, bring it back in. So 7.5. That's anytime you're over 7, over a one possession game with the spread. I think that's a good take there. Let's see. Maybe the Ravens over 4.5. Because they I think they could blow the doors off of the Raiders. The other one would be 5. That's half the lineup. Let's see. This one's good. Seattle and Indianapolis, because I think that the Colts defense is going to be pretty solid. I think that Seattle could potentially lose that game if everything comes out right, but I don't know, actually. I don't know what's going on with Wentz. But yeah. Chase, you think that the Panthers are going to be awful because of Darnold? I think too many people are underestimating, where are we at? How bad Adam Gase is and how bad he was for that team. I think that I think they'll be a lot better than people give them credit for. 7 wins, I think, is fair. What did let's skim through here. What did they say? NFC South. I mean, they have them. Oh, that's funny. They have them 7-10 too. I mean, I think that's fair. That would be a good season for them, coming off of a quarterback transition and whatnot. What are you gonna do? It's I think it's gonna be an interesting year. I think they're gonna see a lot of teams kind of surprise people, and more so than regular. Here we go. Sean, your 5 picks would be New England 2.5, 3. San Francisco. San Francisco's a good one because they could just blow them out. Yeah, Avery, that's well said. I think that he was a decent offensive coordinator. I think that Peyton Manning blessed him more than he can imagine, and there's a reason that he's not even in the league right now, right? I could be wrong. Yeah, a former coach is what he's listed as right now. So there's a reason. If Adam Gase was the offensive genius or offensive mind that Peyton Manning built him out to be, then he would have a job right now. And he does not. So I thought that it was very bizarre. It was very Jets-like for them to hire him from the Dolphins after getting a close look of how bad he actually was, to then still say, yeah, no, we want some of that over here. It was very on brand. And that's why I'm rooting for Robert Saleh, because I think that he is the type of hiring that they should have probably done back then anyways. Let's see. You also have Washington, Atlanta, and the Jaguars. Where are my picks? Oh, I gotta go back. Let's see. You feel like I remember the schedule already for week 1. Jaguars 2.5. I could see that. So I took Houston just to sort of zig when everybody else zagged, because I feel like everybody will be picking Jacksonville, and that's one of those games that if you pick the other direction, it's more than just a +1 when everybody, like the majority. If you can pick an upset, it's pretty good. Obviously, it counters and works against you if you go the opposite direction and don't get it right, but we'll see. But yeah, I don't really have anything else. You guys have any other teams? I'll talk trash about 2 more teams if you guys want. What do we have? I have to leave to pick up kids from schools and stuff here soon. Yeah. Let me get a team to break down here. Don't worry, I'm not as cool as Brett. I'm just drinking water. It's not bold enough to drink whiskey at lunchtime. Nobody? Cool. All right. Oh, here we go, Sean. That's so wild, man, that it's showing up in the... Definitely. I think if I tweak this in Streamlabs little chat box section, I can figure this out. You know what also kind of stinks is that I'll ask you guys something and I can see what you're seeing and the stream is like mad delayed. So I feel like I ask you guys something and it takes literally like a full minute for you to even see it. But then to respond takes another minute. Alright, my only thought in Jags, 2 new head coaches. Head coaches. If the Jaguars can't beat a bad Houston team, then who will they beat? There is a lot of new coaches and a lot of new quarterbacks around the league right now. I don't know how to feel about Houston's head coach. This the old Ravens wide receiver coach, right? I can't think of his name right now, but he I don't know what's going on in Houston. They are another dumpster fire right now, and it's pretty sad to see. Who knows what is going on with the timing of that hire? Was that guy actually brought in to sort of pacify Deshaun Watson from wanting to get out, or was he the best man for the hire because he's an old-time coach that's never even been a coordinator, if I recall, and so it was just a weird hire. I felt like I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if he's one of those guys that they'll just put out and then, you know, if they do go 1-16 or whatever, they can fire him and not feel bad about it, or if they are if they truly believe that they're going to be building around this semi-old brand new head coach. As far as Urban Meyer goes, it's going to be an adjustment. I think that the dream scenario for Jaguars fans is that Trevor Lawrence comes in as an all-pro in year 1, but even Peyton Manning was not an all-pro in year 1. In fact, he was a 20 plus interception guy, maybe closer to 30. I can't remember. Let's see. I don't like new coaches, but this year, Phil in Atlanta. You were talking about Arthur Smith. Yeah, I mean, I like Arthur Smith. It's weird that the Titans offensive coordinators have been hired for head coaches 2 years in a row. I'm not that impressed with Green Bay's. He seems more like a figurehead, and it feels like Aaron Rodgers is the head coach of that team, essentially. They have a weird relationship, too, a weird on-field presence. Because I don't think he's that much younger than Aaron Rodgers, that much older. But, yeah, I mean, we'll see. Arthur Smith is well respected around the league. I think that he's got potential. I know that I liked what I saw from him last year more than I liked the previous year from Matt DeFlower. Captain Cole says, have you do me Dolphins? I have not do you Dolphins, but I might be too high on them. To have them come out and beat these two big boys like that would be quite the statement. I think that the Dolphins would jump up into one of the top teams in the league if they actually came through like this. Because if they don't, if they lose those, and this is going to be hard. Remember this game last year was mad fun. If they can recreate that, that would be impressive. But it's going to be tough. The AFC East is going to be a tough one. So I could see them. I think the reason that I had them there is when in doubt with predicting division rivals, I have them split. I just think it's fair. They're also coming off a bye week here, so that's what this little bed thing means. So for me, that's easy enough to say that they're going to split one of those, and they shouldn't have that much influence. Now, if they do the sweep, then it's a wrap. You know, if they can't beat them, they're not making the playoffs. Nor do they really deserve to, because they probably won't be that good anyways. But this is a game that could go. These are one of those moments where it's kind of hard to find actual wins for these bad teams. They always end up beating somebody, right? Like, Texans are going to win. I only have them winning 2 games, and one of them was the very first one. Wow. And then this was just... I don't even know what to say about that. I'm embarrassed. I'm just kidding. Yeah. And then I have them essentially going winless. Like, is this really... Like, are they really going to recreate the Jaguars from last year? And just go completely winless for the rest of the season? I doubt it. They probably pick up a win here, maybe. Yeah, it's tough. But anyways, so yeah, this is a tough schedule, man, because I could easily sway on a lot of these games here. And they still got a good route, though. Looks like they could finish 9-8 and still make it. And that's being semi-generous. This is a hard one, man. This is going to be a challenging game for them. Alright, let me talk about the Vikings here for old Smash Beast, since I definitely went in on how bad I think that they're going to be. Not bad, but I just think they're going to underachieve, and it's going to be one of those, like, Kirk Cousins is going to be disappointing some other NFL fan base next year. So this one could waver there. I felt like I was being generous here. Seattle has had their number essentially, so that's being pretty generous. That was not being generous. So right now I'm trying to figure out what I think that your ceiling would be. And the ceiling is probably 7 wins here. I'll give you an 8th one there. But that's not going to get it done in the North. All right, let's load these back up. Let's go to the wild card. I'll run through the playoffs here real quick, what I had. This was based on some pretty generic run through the first time. And I think the more I thought about it, the more I was giving Cleveland the edge here. A little Clowney redemption. Oh man, smash me. I didn't even read the second half of your comment with the guaranteed 10 wins and a wild card berth. I think it's guaranteed that they do not even get close to 10 games for the Vikings. I just don't see where the hype is. Let's actually use this. Let's go check out their roster. I'll go in on the Vikings a little bit more because I didn't see the second half of your comment for some reason. I was just excited to jump to them. I just don't see it, man. I don't see... I mean, Dalvin Cook literally has to put this whole entire roster on his back. The defense could be good, but I feel like we say that a lot. I just don't think that you can have a decent, like a top defense with a guy like Kirk Cousins that sets you up for failure too early on. Xavier Woods is not good. I can tell you, he's a very average player. He's just a generic tackle maker. Where is what's his name? My boy from UVA. What happened to him? Man, I'm getting old. I can't even keep track of these rosters anymore. Anthony, why can't I? Line just going to. Shit, where did he go? Oh, he went to the Eagles, didn't he? Hey, now you're speaking my language, Smashby. I like it. Yeah. You'll take over 9? I'll give you over 9. The Vikings are not winning 9 games this year. I'm down. How do we save that? How do we? There you go. I just pinned that message for this live stream, so when we go back and look at it, you'll be able to see exactly what we were talking about. All right. Yeah, I don't see it, man. I forgot about now I gotta see what his name is. My name recall has gotten just so bad. Anthony Harris, there we go. I don't know why they let him go. He's coming off a tough year, I guess. This dude, man, one of my favorite players at UVA. But, oh, RIP Twitter. Yeah, let's see. Let's get back to those playoffs real quick. All right, if these were the playoff seedings, the Dolphins would be lower than the Bills because they probably struggled to sweep them, right? The only way the Dolphins are beating them if that defense comes out and they are on fire. I don't know if they're going to be quite that good. Was he awful last year? Which is, people got mad at me because I said that I felt like he was playing somewhat out of position. I would have let Harrison Smith go or traded him, and I would have kept Anthony Harris because I felt like he was playing out of position. Harris was a strong safety at UVA. Like, he was in the box. Like, he had rangy athleticism, but he was way better as a young player closer to the line of scrimmage. He and Harrison Smith, they played the same position. He was just a free safety because he was just better than what else the Vikings had there, and he was so good you had to get him on the field still. But this secondary, man, woof. Like, good God. These Vikings corners are just, this is such a cursed position. Like, Patrick Peterson, I can't believe, sold out and didn't take whatever discount Arizona was offering him because he could have gotten onto a team that's loading up for a Super Bowl. Instead, he goes to play cornerback at the most cursed cornerback team in the league. I feel like he's probably going to have not a good season. You want to talk about corners that weren't that good last year. But anyways, you keep distracting me. Let's get back to these guys. Maybe this happens. Nah. It's hard for me to go against home teams in a playoff prediction. I could see that being the case, maybe. Man, I want to pick them so bad here in a Mike McCarthy revenge game, but Mike McCarthy is just, I'm not impressed. So here we go, and it just feels like we're ultimately going to get Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers playoff matchup, right? Like, it's coming. The only way it doesn't come in the championship game is if one of these two teams struggles and they meet earlier because they're a lower seed. But ultimately, like, it sucks, man. I just don't I hate having repeat Super Bowls or repeat Super Bowl matchups. But, like, if I was a betting man, like, this is how the playoffs go. Like, this is an easy, like, very predictable and very realistic playoff scenario, I think. Vikings home field advantage. Maybe. I mean, they did have that win against the Saints with pretty miraculous home field advantage that game. But I'm gonna wrap it up, guys. I appreciate everybody for hanging out. Like I said, Chiefs win the Super Bowl. If you're betting, you probably don't want to bet on that because the odds are not in your favor. Even though it's the most likely scenario, the odds to profit off of that are probably pretty slim. If you want to bet on some Super Bowl sort of underdogs, the Browns, the Cowboys, 49ers maybe, Titans maybe too. I mean, like I said, a motivated Julio is a scary one, so. But appreciate you guys. Broncos making the wild card. I don't know about that, Rhett. You just want me to look at their schedule. Oh, wow. Nothing but home field. Nothing but home field. All right, let's go over them. Real quick. This is the last one. All right. That's funny because I definitely have them. Oh, I didn't adjust these for to match my actual first week ones. That was probably unfair too. But with every upset comes another one in their favor, right? So like that's probably, you know why I think I picked this one? Denver, talk about home field advantage. Denver's home field advantage around this time of the year is pretty significant because teams are hitting that like early season, I'm getting out of shape, or I'm not really in shape yet, and now my body is starting to get run down from the grind. And so when they go to Mile High or whatever they're calling it these days, when they go there, it's very taxing on the body for the away team because they haven't been conditioning or training in that, and they're just generally worn out after a month into the season anyways. So that, I think, was my logic here when I was picking the Ravens to get upset in Denver. Late afternoon too, so it's going to feel pretty late in the day for the Ravens. Steelers, I don't think that the Steelers are going to be that great. They're a really hard team to gauge. Yeah, it's funny. I essentially have the Broncos winning their home games because I believe in their home field advantage being a pretty significant one, especially with COVID flying around and robbing everybody of their maximum respiratory capacity. What's up, Pablo? So yeah, we will see for them. What do I have them at right now? This is 10 wins. And that's being, I think, generous. Got you guys getting upset down here. I think I gave you the win there because of the bye week. This is actually probably not a great matchup for them. The Washington football team coming to town, because by then people will be feeling in shape. But that's a suffocating defense to go over top of the Broncos offensive line, which is getting a lot better, but still not great. But yeah, 9 wins and make the playoffs. That would be impressive. Pablo, I miss you watching my picks, man. You know what? That's football season needed to come back. It always feels like football season comes back right on time, right before, it all really hits the fan. So, yeah, let me know. You guys make sure you hit the like button on this. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Next week, I'll be back for a live stream, probably Tuesday. I'm going to shoot for noon. Avery, your predictions are AFC versus Steelers. And wow, you think the Steelers are high? It's so funny how people can be so different going into the season about their picks. I'm not high on the Steelers, but they could surprise us. Big Ben, it's on Big Ben. It's on that offensive line and the running game. I think their offensive line is rough, man. Yeah. NFC Cowboys versus 49ers. You just trying to rub me the right way there, Avery. Chiefs versus Cowboys. I did have a scenario playing out like that. I didn't want to feel like a homer, but that would be awesome. I'd be okay losing to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I'd probably cry about it still in the moment, but just getting to the Super Bowl means that you had a fun season, and it means your fall was pretty fun. I know that when your team sucks, it makes the whole year suck, you know? So 2020 really sucked for me, and I need 2021 to be better. I'm sure you guys can probably relate. You guys have probably been there for that. And this year too, especially with the fact that we thought that COVID was going to be done. And I talked to my wife about this the other day. We had this like weird moment during the summer there and like late spring where we felt like COVID was done. Like if you were vaccinated, you were like, oh, we're good. Like we can go back out and be around people again, and this is all pretty much almost over. And then it's like, oh, by the way, it's not over. There's a second or third or whatever Delta, I guess is. I don't know if it goes in order, Alpha, Beta, Delta. I don't know. But yeah, this is gonna be a sucky year to have a sucky football team for sure. Oh, just got an alert. Chris Godwin is not on the final injury report for Week 1. Awesome. More good news for the Bucks. More bad news for the Cowboys. I don't know if you guys saw, Zach Martin has got COVID, so he won't be back. Sucks, dude. Or it's unlikely. An example of Mike McCarthy being incompetent. He said if anybody could come back from COVID and test out of the protocol or whatever, it's Zach Martin. It's like, dude, that's not how this works. Like Quentin Nelson is, Quentin Nelson, Aaron Donald, A and B tough guys in the league on both sides of the line of scrimmage, right? It doesn't matter how tough those dudes are. They don't have power over COVID protocols and whether or not their body tests out of the protocols because they had negative tests and stupid. I'm already over McCarthy. If the Cowboys don't do well, I want McCarthy gone. Like if the Cowboys struggle, I need them to go ahead and bring Lincoln Riley in and put old Jerry Jones to rest. Avery says that he thinks that he hates the Steelers, but thinks that the run game will be much improved. I don't know if a running back, just because they're a first round pick, if they do that. I don't know if they can have that much effect on them when the prospects are just not good, man. Like, this is just not a good group of offensive linemen. Like we were concerned about the Dolphins. This is bad. This is a bad O-line. Embarrassingly bad. Pablo, do I think that Winston will have a great season? I think that Winston will have a better season than a lot of people are expecting. I think that he'll still have a touch of the old version of him that the enemy. I'd be cool with that. I think that he has a touch of his old habits, and that he could still, be one of the top turnover quarterbacks. But I don't know. Who's this Moore Jr. for? Dan Moore Jr. Wow, a 4th round rookie. That's who PFF has starting on their depth chart for the Steelers O-line. And Kevin Dotson, sorry. Who's Green here? Kendrick Green, 3rd round rookie. Trey Turner, who I don't know what happened to him. He was really solid with the Panthers 1 year in LA, and he was terrible. Chukwuma Okorafor, one of the best names in the league. But this is what happens when you build an offensive line full of mid to late round draft picks. That's what you end up with. But they are stacked at receiver. We'll see. Who's Joe Haig? Sorry, guys. Oh, man, I'm getting tired. Might be time to actually end this, but you guys keep asking me questions. I keep wanting to answer them. Oh, okay, Joe Haig. He's been around for a while. This is tough, man. This is brutal. This is why I just can't get behind a team like this. It's one of the most important positions on a football team, and they've just completely neglected it. I don't know why they let the big guy, what was his name? The big old Army dude that came out for the national anthem or whatever. Didn't he sign with the Ravens? I'll say yes. But like, how do you let that happen? You don't have a better option. Yeah. Oh wow. They haven't moved to right tackle. I guess that makes sense with Ronnie Stanley back. How do you let this guy go? How do you let offensive tackle, defensive end? Oh, that's hilarious. Can you imagine the 6'9" defensive end? I guess that's probably what he was at Army. Why do you let him go? Like, he's better, has to be better than Dan Moore Jr. Like, you're really going to trust a 4th round rookie or a core 4, a third round pick in his 4th season. You're gonna let these guys, you're gonna trust them over Alejandro Villanueva. It's crazy, man. If the Raiders suck this season, do you think that they will fire Chucky? We talked about that a little bit at the beginning, and I do think that if they struggle, like if they don't improve, essentially, right, which they haven't been all that great at, so it should be relatively easy for them to improve. If they don't improve, then you have to look at changing things up. The problem is the contract that he's got. Let me see if I can find if it's on here. His contract is up there. I don't know if I almost called him Al Davis. I don't know if he's gonna want to get rid of him based on that contract. I thought that they had coaches. Maybe not. But yeah, they're a tough squad. Derek Carr is just so up and down. Josh Jacobs is underwhelmed. Bringing in Kenyon Drake, very bizarre, because I don't see much difference between Jacobs and Drake. Like, how do you decide which one deserves to be on the field? Like, I feel like they can do the same things. Let's see. The receivers are not good. Henry Ruggs has got a lot of pressure on him, and that's just not his game to be the number one option. Like, so Ruggs and Jalen Waddle to me are similar sort of prospects, right? They offer a similar skill set. But yet, Waddle is down here with two big guys with alpha qualities, like Z receivers, big-bodied, good hands, playing on the outside, ready to go. Like, the drop-off from Devontae Parker and Will Fuller to Zay Jones and Bryan Edwards is significant. Like, that... And it's kind of why John Brown made a lot of sense. And then they got rid of him. Mayock more at risk than Gruden? Yeah, I would totally agree with that. I could see Gruden and Davis getting together and being like, hey, this dude, we saw his takes on NFL Network. We thought he was going to be good. Turns out it's all his fault. We got to get rid of him. And I'll be the GM. And then Gruden will do a year of being the GM. The whole team will change from the quarterbacks to the running backs. Darren Waller can stay. And the offensive line will probably be, but I bet you the whole defense will get flipped, and Gruden will come in and blow everything up and do just as poorly, and then they move on from Gruden a year from now. Let me know what you guys think. I am actually going to get out of here because I got to get ready to go. But I do appreciate you guys. Like I said, next year or next week, I will be back on Tuesday, and I might do a Wednesday too, just because you guys all showed up for this. Appreciate you guys hanging out for like almost 2 hours. A lot of you, that's awesome. But I will try and make Tuesdays my regular day around the same times, and we'll do similar things. Hopefully we get more people. Hopefully I can get some people to join in on this Discord thing. And like I said, maybe if some of you guys need a week, link is in the description here. Join the Discord and get in here, so I'm not sitting here talking to myself or talking to the comments alone the whole time. And maybe we can have more of a fluid sort of discussion. And I will warp this. This is for you guys. Like, I want this to be something that you guys are proud of participating in, if that makes sense. Like, I want you guys to be a part of this too. That's always been kind of my shtick on social media, is giving other people platforms and giving other people opportunities, and letting you guys have a chance to get yourself out there and share your opinions, because I don't think that I'm the end all be all when it comes to football opinions. I know just as much as you guys probably do, if not less, if not more, some of you, but like I said, I'm no different than any of you guys. I just pull it all together on the internet, hopefully. So I'd love for you guys to join me next time if you're feeling up for it, or you stick right in the comments and do your thing. But I will, that's the thing. Join the Discord, because I will be making it exclusive for people who are members. Just so that if, eventually when the season's here, or we're breaking some news and I'm like, hey, let's shift to Twitter. Somebody or so-and-so has just been traded. Let's look at this scenario here. Oh. Such and such was a full participant. Or, we just peruse the internet this way. Got all my breaking news here. These are just sort of this column right here is just my bunch of people that I respect, I guess. Let's see, full participations all over the board for the Cowboys. Let's go. You know what I really like to do is I would love to do streams during games, but man, like, they are so sketch about any kind of stuff on there. Let's see if I can access this. Here I am. I said I was ending the stream, but really I just was kicking some of the people who weren't serious about it out. So I want to push the boundaries of my computer. I got this new computer for just this year, Mac Mini M1 or whatever, with the new silicone drivers. This is my game capture. Hopefully I don't bring up anything awkward. Oh, that's right. Alright, yeah, I was watching Hulu. So I've got my PlayStation hooked up. What if... Of course. What if I was able to put games or even just like NFL Network? Let me see if you guys can hear this too. So this is like a real sketch way to, a lot of people will do, they'll like display their video games through this like Elgato game capture software. I feel like it's going to be way too laggy, way too many dropped frames. I can already tell the frames are dropping like crazy. And that's so weird too, because it shouldn't be like that on my computer, but my computer is dropping frames here. So it's going to be like a slow-mo GIF on you guys' end if that's the case. So maybe I'll tweak that. Oh, maybe it's picking up. I don't know. You guys feel free to let me know what you see. But it would be cool, and I'll go back and check the volume and stuff. Scooch this over just a smidge. There we go. Yeah, it's just dropping too many frames, and I don't understand why, because I can literally watch TV on my computer. I've got it hooked up to the PlayStation, hooked up to another TV over here, and I can literally not have that TV on and play the TV, Hulu, stream whatever, video games through this Elgato game capture software. But there's just something about when you're streaming that your computer just like locks up, man. Internet locks up, and my internet's not terrible. I'm hardwired. I should be able to do this. It kind of looks like it's picking up, but it's still super choppy. Oh, and I have the volume off. There we go. Let me see. OBS, where you at? Mute the background music. I'm just showing y'all commercials, I guess. All right, we're gonna get this down, guys, and this is gonna be fun. I'm gonna have fun this season with these live streams, hanging out. I got a new table set up here. Maybe one day I'll give you guys a behind the scenes here, but we'll have to figure out what we're doing here with the TV. Free Hulu. I'm still rocking the old PS4 here. Took this out though. Yep. Can't let go of the old Game of Thrones home screen here. But yeah, that's going to do it for me, y'all. Appreciate you tuning in. You guys are awesome. But